Welcome to Animal Atlas. Come with us around the globe and explore the animal world and its jungle animals and desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah and see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today, on Animal Atlas, we're telling tales. In the animal kingdom, tails are a common sight. There are long tails and short tails, stubby tails and piggly wiggly tails, fur-covered tails, and tails with nothing covering them but thick skin. Yes, tails are a common sight amongst mammals, but a number of reptiles also have tails. Just think of modern-day dragons and lizards, and of course, alligators. Tortoises have stubby tails to go along with their stubby legs. And turtles do too. Birds may not have anatomical tails, but most have defined tail feathers. Some tail feathers are long and dramatic. Some are short and expressive. Some birds have tail feathers that are quite remarkable. Other birds, like peacocks, have a train of feathers that, when lifted and spread open like an emerald and sapphire fan, take your breath away. Some invertebrates have tails too. One of the most impressive tails belongs to the scorpion. There's a stinger in the tip of that tail that can paralyze prey. Yes, this carnivorous arachnid, or member of the spider family, may not have a backbone, but it sure has a tail to reckon with. Like its relative, the spider, the scorpion has 8 legs, unlike insects, which only have 6 legs. But it just might be that deadly stinger tail that makes the scorpion so noteworthy and feared. What about the tailless whip scorpion? Well, this tropical and subtropical inhabitant, who hides under leaves by day and hunts by night, may be tailless, but it's no scorpion. The tailless whip scorpion is an arachnid, related to both scorpions and spiders, but is neither. This tailless creature may be a bit scary looking, but it has no venom and is harmless to humans. Unlike the common scorpion, as we've learned. Like the scorpion, female honeybees also have stingers, but no tails. See how the bee's body is divided into 3 segments? Head, thorax, where the 6 legs and wings are attached, and the plump tail end, which is called the abdomen. Yes, honeybees have a tail end, but no tail. We mustn't forget fish. A great many have clearly defined tails. In fact, most bony fish seem to have just a head and tail, with a bit of fin-mounted connecting bulk in between. Tails are important to many fish. It's by swishing their tails, called caudal fins, to the left and right that propels them forward in the water. Cartilaginous fish, like sharks, use their caudal fins in the same fish-swish manner. But in the animal kingdom, there are always exceptions. Take these rays, for example. Though they are relatives of the shark, rays swim by moving their dorsal fins up and down in the flapping manner of graceful wings. Yes, they still have caudal fins, or tails. Some are short, some are long. And some, like our friend the scorpion, have stingers in their tails. Others have long, whip-like tails that can lacerate an attacker. There are even electrical rays that can give a 40-volt shock to someone who ventures too close. Rays, however, seldom attack people, and these elegant creatures prefer camouflage to aggressive action. Maybe of all the fish in the sea, and there's a lot of fish in the sea, the creature with the most unusual tail is the seahorse. The seahorse's long, curling, monkey-like tail is not used for swimming. The seahorse uses it to anchor itself to the seaweed bed where it lives, so that water currents won't carry it away. For swimming, it's those tiny fluttering dorsal and pectoral fins that propels this regal little fish slowly around. In the same way, the leafy sea dragon, a relative of the seahorse, also travels. What's the leafy sea dragon's tail used for? Pretty much the same thing that the rest of the leafy sea dragon is used for. Camouflage. As what? Leafy seaweed, of course. Hey, it certainly fooled you. Some lizards have also adopted this clever method of disguise. The leaf-tailed gecko, for example. What's the leaf? What's the gecko? Only the gecko knows for sure. Interestingly, geckos are called geckos because they are the only lizards that have a voice. Most lizards, when you think about it, have adopted a quiet and dignified approach to life. What do geckos do with their unlizard-like voices? They are so named because the sound they make is pretty much gecko, gecko, gecko. Often, lizards have tails that are longer than their bodies. Even the Komodo dragon, the biggest lizard in the world, is more tail than dragon. What benefit is a tail to a lizard? Take the blue-tongued skink, a handsome Australian lizard with a lifespan up to 20 years. If it were to lose part of its tail, it would grow back. Really? How might a lizard lose a tail? Just think about who might dine on small reptiles. Having a tail that looks a lot like your head gives you a 50-50 chance. If the predator sees the head end, it's all over. But if it's the tail end, snap! The lizard may be minus a tail, but it can live to see another day and grow another tail. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll tell more tales of tails. But first, let's see if you can guess this animal fact. What animal can lose an arm and grow it back? A, a lizard. B, a snake. C, an octopus. Or D, a harbor seal. The answer coming up when we return to Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? What animal can lose an arm and grow it back? The answer is C, octopus. If you thought regrowing a tail was a remarkable achievement, this shy and intelligent mollusk can go one better. Yes, a lost arm, and the octopus has 8 arms, will grow back eventually. Mammals who have them make good use of tails. Take the cheetah, the fastest land mammal. This wild cat has a long tail, which fits its lean runner's body more than just aesthetically. That long and muscular tail acts as a stabilizer or rudder for balance to counteract the animal's body weight. It's the tail that prevents the cheetah from rolling over during quick turns in a high-speed chase. Not all wild cats have long tails, however. The bobcat, as its name implies, has a bobtail. But most of the big cats do have long tails that are used for balance not only when running, but when climbing or walking. To a little ballast when swimming. Big cats can't use their tails to assist in swimming, however, in the side-to-side manner of the swimming alligator. But tails are still invaluable in the cat world. Monkeys, like these squirrel monkeys from South America, also use their long tails for balance. Just about any arboreal monkeys with long tails are masters of the balancing act. But there are monkeys, like these acrobatic spider monkeys, who have prehensile tails, or grasping tails, which act as a 5th limb and can pretty much support the animal's body weight. Just to be clear, tails aren't the only prehensile body part in the animal kingdom. For example, black rhinos have prehensile upper lips for plucking edible leaves off trees, as does the llama. Maybe the ultimate prehensile lip can be found at the end of the elephant's trunk. This plucky finger lip is so agile that the elephant can pluck a single blade of grass. But then, the giraffe can strip leaves with its prehensile tongue. But for fully prehensile, which means ability to grasp, the tails of some New World monkeys, like our spider monkeys, are extraordinary. Grasp or dangle, it's all within the realm of possibility with super tails like these. What's one way to tell a monkey from an ape? Apes don't have tails. See? None of the great apes, from the lowland gorilla to the chimpanzee, to the bonobo, to the red-haired orangutan, have tails. And the smaller apes, the gibbons, are tailless too. Yes, there are monkeys who lack tails. Take a look at the nearly tailless mandrill. This monkey is primarily a ground dweller, and for their way of life, having a brightly visible rear end is more useful in the brush than a tail. Isn't it? But there are no apes with tails. Not even the CMA. And not even the smallest of the gibbons have tails. But these primates, just like us humans, do perfectly fine without the benefits of a tail. Bears don't seem to have tails, but they do. Short and stubby ones that are hidden by their long hair. But short tails make sitting in the jacuzzi an easier proposition. What else are tails used for in the mammal world? The fox can use his long, bushy tail to keep its feet and nose warm when it sleeps. Skunks use their tails as a warning flag. Stay back or I'll spray. Under that lovely tail are scent glands filled with an oily yellow liquid that smells so bad, it will repel most predators. Skunks aren't the only animals who engage in stink attacks. These ring-tailed lemurs rub smelly secretions from glands on their wrists onto their long tails and flick the offending scent at their opponents. But those oh-so-long and majestic tails aren't just for smelly defense. It's believed that these tails act as, "Here I am, this way!" airborne flags. With those distinctive stripes, an aloft tail is hard to miss. All lemurs live on the island of Madagascar, off the coast of Africa. These enchanting mammals are primates, and that makes them more closely related to monkeys and apes than to other animals they might superficially resemble, like the coati, or maybe a fox. Many lemurs are distinctly colored, like the black and white ruffed lemur, or the red ruffed lemur. All lemurs have long tails, though none are quite so eye-catching as the tails of the ringtails. Unlike other arboreal or tree-living lemurs, the ringtails spend almost half their time on the ground. Remember our mandrill, a ground-dwelling and tailless monkey? Animals who have exchanged a life in the trees for one on the ground often have adaptations for this change in lifestyle, such as unique ways to attract attention. Just ask the ring-tailed lemur. One use of tails in animal world is as an insect repeller, especially for those pesky, ever-present flies. In places like the hot savanna grasslands of Africa, or any barnyard around the world, tails swish and flick and act as fly swatters. Everywhere in the world, at any given time, tails are swinging and swaying, twitching to nature's beat. Tails, tails, never fail, getting them flies out of my grill. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll tail it like it is. But first, let's see if you can guess this next animal fact. Dogs use their tails for A. Grasping, B. Balance, C. Communication, or D. Both B and C. Don't go away. The answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Domestic dogs use their tails for? The answer is D. Both balance and communication. Just like the wild cats, or the wild members of the canid family like the wolf, or the coyote, or the African wild dog, a dog's tail is a balancing aid, particularly when running and turning quickly. Just watch a dog running. When it throws its tail in the same direction that its body is turning, the tail serves as a sort of counterweight, which reduces the tendency to spin off course. But is this how we generally reflect on a dog's tail? No, they are tail-wagging, dog-grinning, man's best friends. Dogs wag their tails to express their interest or affection to other living things, especially to us, and to other animals. How do we know tail wagging is communication and not just an expression of pleasure? Dogs don't wag their tails except in the presence of other living things, especially humans. Wagging isn't the only message delivered via the tail. The expression tail between your legs has come synonymous with slinking away in defeat or fear. Both wild cats and domestic cats have communicative tails. Though they don't wag, they do twitch and swish and seem to have a language all their own. An idiosyncratic and complicated language that cats seem to suggest that we're supposed to figure out. Quite unlike dogs, with their primary simple message. Aquatic mammals such as whales, dolphins, and manatees are warm-blooded and breathe air with lungs. Quite unlike fish, who are cold-blooded and extract oxygen from the water with gills. But aquatic mammals have tail fins like fish, don't they? Not exactly. Remember how most fish swim? By moving their caudal fin from left to right? Watch the motion of a swimming whale or dolphin. It's an up and down motion that propels this animal forward. The dolphin's tail is not called a fin. Each half is called a fluke, so a dolphin's tail is its flukes. There are no bones in the flukes, just tough connective tissue. Looking at a dolphin's flippers, you'd think that they too were boneless and made of tough connective tissue. But believe it or not, encased in the flipper's skin are bones that are very similar to the ones in our own hands and arms. Like the dolphin, the gentle manatee has 2 front flippers. And these actually have 3 to 4 nails where fingers would be. But instead of flukes, this slow-moving, vegetation-eating mammal has a huge, flattened, paddle-like tail used in the aquatic mammal's distinctive up and down movement. For aquatic mammals who have no hind limbs, hindquarters are thought of as tails, though they are used for locomotion. The pinnipeds, on the other hand, which include sea lions, harbor seals, and elephant seals, are marine mammals who live mostly in water, but who do spend some time on land. Unlike dolphins, whales, and manatees, who never leave the water, except on special occasions and in the presence of trusted friends in captivity. Pinniped means fin foot in Latin. Pinnipeds have both fore or front flippers and hind or rear flippers. Their hind flippers are not made of connective tissue like the dolphin's flukes, but have 5 bony digits. A harbor seal may look like an animal with front flippers and a long tail, but it's really a 4-limbed mammal that practices the caterpillar belly crawl for land travel, as this bull elephant seal demonstrates. What about a tail? Yes, harbor seals do have tails, a short, flattened one that it tucks between its hind flippers. But seal and sea lion tails are not used for locomotion, in the way the dolphin uses its flukes. What about snakes? They seem to be all tail with a head at one end. Snakes are limbless, cold-blooded reptiles, related to our familiar 4-limbed lizards and alligators, who have perfected belly traveling. Their skin muscles allow the ribs to pull their scales forward and backward, which helps them to move. Though their bodies are long and narrow, inside, snakes are pretty much arranged anatomically as we'd expect. The heart and lungs closer to the head, the stomach and intestines closer to the tail end. Admittedly, it still might be hard to pinpoint where the head ends and the tail begins, but that's part of the snake's charm. One animal that deserves a tall tail of its own is that of the kangaroo. Scientists call kangaroos macropods, which means big feet, and it's easy to see why. Kangaroos travel by hopping, using their big feet and large muscular legs to sail along at quite a good clip. But take a look at their long tails. A kangaroo's tail is essential for its locomotion. The kangaroo's long, tapered tail is almost as long as the rest of the body. When a kangaroo hops, the tail balances the weight of the body and keeps the animal from falling on its face. Not only is the tail a great counterbalance, but it is also capable of supporting the animal's weight. When the kangaroo is seated, that extraordinary tail acts as a third leg for a tripod effect. Who else can claim that? Well, okay, maybe you can. Today we've seen tales of all descriptions and told tall tales. of the longest, shortest, and most noteworthy tales in the animal kingdom. And these, without question, have been tales worth telling. For more fun animal facts and news, visit our website at animalatlas.tv.
The internet, you say?
See you there. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. Until next time on Animal Atlas.
I need to have that fixed.
Yeah, I caught a fish this big. So what?
Man, do I need sunscreen.
Cold, 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 cold. Ah, that's better.
Are you looking at me?
Watch it, Oh, Grace! Where's my soda?
Mom? No. Mom? No. Mom? No.
Once again, we've traveled the globe from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.